know the repertoire. Griselda and that FGR. I mean, with the three of us, it's like, reasonable doubts meets only built for Cuban links meets supreme clientele. It's over there with it like, 45 degrees outside and but 11.
Alright, wait, what's up? So, last night there was a big game. I believe it's a finals preview. Just because it's the, how do you say? I think it's the two best teams right now. I think in the East, I think, Detroit's good. They're an elite team, but there's a few things that I feel like are missing. But we'll break that down in another video. But I'm gonna talk about the OKC versus Boston in OKC. OKC crowd is crazy with it. Like, they're really about their basketball, small market, but now you're the champions and everything. So it was a beautiful atmosphere. The crowd was ready. Fucking SGA came in shining. Nigga was shining like diamonds. Like, this guy had a smile on his face, just chilling, smiling, because he knows that he's the top dog. It's not Jaylen Brown the top dog. Jaylen Brown trying to overtake or get into the conversation to be the top dog. That was what was going on. That was the story behind the story, right? And now Shai Gilgeous-Alexander shining like diamonds. Jaylen Brown, he was channeling his inner, like, his ancestry roots. I think he was dressed in a certain way that kind of dictated that it's like he's channeling things from his ancestors back then or things that he believes in and so forth. Because he's a big guy, like, in terms of beliefs and stuff like that. So, I respect him for that. So it turns out to be that the game was good. At first, Boston's supporting cast, role players, and they were shorthanded. They was playing great. Out hustling the Thunder, like, deflections, steals, forcing turnovers like the Thunder do. And then the Thunder kind of got back into it by kind of forcing turnovers back to Boston and just playing their game. But I think Mazzulla had a good game plan. I felt like the OKC Thunder knew, like, that they got to crowd the paint. So Jaylen Brown can't just drive at will, because he is physically might be stronger than all those other guys defending him, but OKC plays great help defense, and when they help each other out, that's a team. That's the team. That's the team playing ball. So that's that. Right here. So yeah, like, OKC was sloppy early. Boston's role players was playing tough. They was playing hard. They was playing with extra energy. That Hugo kid, he got a lot of spunk. Definitely, he's scrappy. And just a rookie, like, I just love to see rookies to come in and carve a role, do what you gotta do, and then just stay humble. Right here, Pritchard was dancing on him. When Pritchard gets going, like, when they like to feature him, he loves getting featured. I want to know how good is Aaron Wiggins from OKC. Like, I feel like they need him. They depend on him because you could throw a lot of bodies, but, consistent. He has the height, probably like 6'5" or something like that. So, I just don't know. He's good at cutting. I saw that. I heard that in the broadcast, but I don't think he's nice. Like, and I like, is that OKC won a chip without guys being proven, and that they did it a different way. It was like, slowly you kind of work your way up, and they just worked their way up one time, and they lost one time to Dallas in the playoffs, and then they turned up for real. Jay Will, the other Jay Will, not J Dub, but I guess Jay Will. Jay Will, high volume. He's shooting a lot of threes, and he's making a lot of threes. This guy's shooting like 40 plus. Like, he's always making them. He's always keeping the defense honest, and he's a role player. So when he's stepping up, the other day he had 29 with 7 threes against Jokic, a guy that he was about to fight with the other day. So, like, you got to respect that. I still don't like OKC, though. They're dumb nice. They're just... Caruso's playing good defense on Jaylen Brown because he was face guarding him. So it wasn't, we're not looking at the ball. No. We face guarding Jaylen Brown. We know that he's going to get the ball. So I'm going to face guard him and make it tough for the entry pass to come in. I'm going to make it tough for him to grab it. Sometimes I felt like the same thing that had been happening with the Knicks. Brunson always taking it down. Sometimes you need another guy. Just take a breather for like 5 seconds, bro. Like, get a quick recharge within the game. Because then you know that getting buckets is not easy. Like, it takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of effort. Even if they make it look effortless, it's just a lot of practice, a lot of confidence. But yeah, so great game. I think Boston was shorthanded and they still fall back. It's crazy how the craziest thing about Boston was that they had Porzingis, they had a healthy Drew, and they had this other guy, and they had Tatum. So it was Tatum, Drew, and Porzingis. You lost 3 of those guys. Tatum's coming back now, but I'm glad that he didn't play in that game, by the way. It's like too early to put him in a playoff atmosphere type. And this was the game, like Stephen A. has said, this was the game to, I'm going to either get into the conversation of the MVP, or Shea is gonna take another level and kind of solidify that he's still the MVP. It's his to lose. But Jaylen Brown, I'm very impressed. He hit that game tying shot at 102, a fadeaway that it looked like the shit that he hit on Edwards early in the season, and he was like, "No, that's how it worked." He was like, "Oh, that shit look funny," and he was like, "No, that's how it worked." So I believe him, and he hit that shot. I was just like, "That's how you fucking," because he wants it. That's the thing about Jaylen Brown, that he wants it. He'll set out for it and he'll want it. But Shay's a fucking master at the mid range, and now he's doing step back threes at a high clip, high volume, game winning shots on it, and he got the record of the Wilt record. So you don't want that crowd into it either. That crowd will get crazy. So I think my assessment would be that this is a finals preview. I think Tatum is gonna play well in that series. I think J Dub, whatever, my fault. He's gonna come back. I love to see when teams go at it healthy, fully healthy. So there's no excuses. Let's just fight. Let's go at it. We both want the same thing. Both teams want the same thing. All right, so who wants it more, I guess? So that's my take on last night's game. It was very good. Great coaching by both sides. I think, I really think that Mazzulla is a really good coach. I think he's really, because he's also like a mental nutcase. So he always will be try to think outside the box sometimes. Or Dagnall, he just be chilling there, whatever. But he's a good coach too. He's, they're owning the position. I just feel like OKC hasn't been respected like that. I remember when Golden State won in 22 and they beat Boston 23 that next year. Everybody was the champs are here. Yo, I think they were 500 at a point. I think they were like 6-17 in the road or some shit. They were struggling. The champs, they had lost that identity. They lost that grit. It was like they gave so much that it was going to be super duper hard to get back there with an aging group. And then, Wiggins was that X factor. Wiggins, if he's not engaged, it's a little bit difficult. But if he's engaged, he's really a player. But yeah, remember that those teams, they were just like they were respected. Even when Golden State was at 500 in the middle of the season, they were still considered the champs, the defending champs, and they were still like coveted, like national TV. I guess that's the thing about the small markets, that even if they win, is like it's a huge win for them. But sometimes like the national attention, it doesn't get to them. I don't feel like people really respect OKCs like that. Just because I think also another thing is, remember we used to always talk about experience and rookies and whatever, and experience usually wins in the playoffs. And it's like these guys barely had any experience, and then they just took another notch. Like they learned quick. That's what it is. They learn quick. They're gritty. They're young. They're fast. They really do play together. It's just that I don't know. Sometimes I don't know like how nice is the other guys in OKC. Cause I know like Boston, I know what I can get from them, and then you know what you want. Kata. You see Kata, like that's the difference between being a starter and we only got one big tonight. He didn't do much. He was playing ball. He was trying his best. He was giving effort, because those things don't show up in the stat sheet. But it's like, bro, you're not getting 28 points and 17 rebounds. Because there's other guys that are very productive that also get after it on the court with you. So it's like, yo, Kata, and that's why it's not every night that you're getting 30. That's why the guys that get 30 every night, you gotta respect that. I think I'm gonna wrap up this video real quick, and just to say that, yeah, finally, I think that like the NBA is in a good place because there's a lot of different talent, and it's like sometimes I would feel like, oh, when Cleveland went against Raptors, I knew the Raptors had no chance. Because Cleveland already got in their minds, and Cleveland always was like, we better than them no matter what the record is. Like, we better than you. That goes a long way. That's why you got to combat that with your own belief. So I guess the game, it was just like Shea knew that it's for him to lose. That MVP discussion now, even though there's like 15, 20, almost 20 games left. But you're like, we're in the stretch run. And these things do solidify your spot because we're just, we prisoner of the moment because we got to live in the moment. So, but that's when we got to give praise. But Jaylen Brown impressed me. He's really taken up 2 levels. And he's knocking on the door to the top tier levels where, we didn't think that he could get there. And a blessing in disguise because maybe Tatum comes back stronger. Jaylen got stronger. Tatum's coming from adversity, and he's going to try to prove himself because he's still a champion, and he's still young, and he's still got a lot to do. So, Celtics, storied franchise. Look at the story. Look at the comeback. This guy really came in the middle of the season. You got to respect that. So, yeah, this video right here, this is the first video of just wanted to kind of break down what I saw from the game, but definitely OKC is better than Boston right now. Boston healthy is going to be dangerous, but I believe that this is going to be the finals preview. I think that OKC will get through Denver and Boston will get through Pistons.